Welcome to our house.
There it is. And welcome to our house. You can also join us on YouTube if you like. Hey, hello, YouTubers.
Hey, YouTubers.
Go to youtube.com.
Not hello, YouTubers, Bo.
What do you do?
So old.
I know. Well, I am.
Hey, YouTubers.
Oh, it's hey, YouTube.
Okay, I'm going to throw you all off a cliff. Just get to the show. You go through this mumbo jumbo every day. It's beautiful.
Well, it's like introducing our guests and stuff. And Christy's keeping us in the air and on the air and trying to keep cool in here today. We thank you for that.
Mhm.
And I want to send out a special comment this afternoon to a dear friend of ours, a dear friend of mine. His name is J.R. Monroy, and he is, I'm going to say 15. He might be 14. I'm not quite sure.
I would go more with 14.
His
Your dear friend that you don't know their age.
well, I don't even know Graham's age. So
he said, are you turning 8 this month? This
Yeah.
morning, so obviously it's a bit off.
yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. Anyway, his mom has joined us on Facebook, and her name is Dawn Cloud Monroy, and her son, who I coached, we coached in baseball for quite a few years. A wonderful, wonderful young man. He's just as good as gold and fantastic. And he has got some kidney issues, and in fact is going to need a kidney transplant. And we want you to help in this situation, please. I'm hoping that Dawn will, and that's DAWN when I say that, I hope that she'll be able to post on there how to go to donate. And there's t-shirts.
She did. Yes, she left a link.
Okay, there's a link on our Facebook page, on our comments.
It is www.bonfire.com/help-support-jr-in-his-journey explanation point or /.
Well, if she's posted it on the comments, and you can just click on that and it'll automatically go. And there's t-shirts there that is a support to him. Then there's also a place where you can leave a donation. And listen, I don't ever ask for much, do I? Well, I'm glad Barbara Ann's not here, but please go on that site, and every little bit helps. This young man is as good as they get. Fun kid to coach. We just loved him to death over the years. I guess I've known him since he was probably 8 years old, even younger, maybe when we were playing baseball. Graham played baseball with him.
He was a very lovely kid.
And we just had a great time with him. And it's just unfortunate circumstances going on right now. And so if you'll look on our comments on our Facebook page right now, if you go to facebook.com/Bo Carver Show, that's where we're at. And then in the comment section, she's made a comment how to do that. And we really, really would appreciate you helping out, even if it's just a little bit. I ordered a t-shirt yesterday and also donated. So
what's his name again?
His name is, well, they call him JR.
JR.
Like on the old JR
Not
day.
Junior, but JR.
Yeah, JR.
Okay, JR.
And it's MONROY.
There you go. You can spell.
I see the website there that's posted on our comment section.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely
we'll
share that.
Right.
We'll all blast that out and make sure that the word gets out, Don, and make sure that we are there in support. We're gonna look to do as much as we can.
Yes, and keep us posted on that. I really would like to see him, but also keep us posted on his future endeavor of getting that taken care of. Just a great young man. So go and do that and help him out, help his family out, help us out. And we'll be posting that throughout the week too on our regular Facebook page. So they get a chance to do that if you can't do it today. And Don, blessings to you and your family, and give a big, huge hug from us, the Bo Carver Show with the Wheels of Justice. Give JR a big hug for us. And we're thinking about him and pulling for him because he is a warrior. He was on the baseball field, and I know he will be in this event here. So thank you very much, y'all. Appreciate that. So today is a great day to be alive. I think
it is. It was pouring. The sky was falling yesterday. It was nasty and crazy just for the nighttime, and then all of a sudden you get out today and it's clear and sunny and beautiful. Man.
We had about 3 inches of rain, 2.5 to 3 inches of rain that afternoon.
Mhm.
And it's crazy how that stuff just pours in.
Out
like
where I
that.
was, it was probably 10 minutes worth of rain. And then there was maybe a little bit more, like 10 minutes worth of rain. It was coming but when it was raining, it was like this wall that you couldn't see past.
Right.
It was coming down so hard.
Well, it's beautiful today in North Texas, and I hope that wherever you're at, if you're listening to us across the country or even worldwide, because you can by going to bigdtalk.com or join us on Facebook on our live stream at facebook.com/Bo Carver Show, or even on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com and search Bo Carver Show. And our guest today is Greg Garland. And he is a veteran military personnel. And, as long as I've known you.
What branch?
Air Force.
Air Force.
Into the microphone.
Air Force.
Air Force.
All right.
Retired from the Air Force. You know what? When I was over in Korea, the Air Force, we used to play music around from Busan all the way to the DMZ. And the Air Force bases were like second to none. They were like fantastic. I used to go to the other bases of the Army bases. I said, boy, y'all getting screwed.
You better watch out. We get our guests on here that are Army and Marine.
I know, but I'm just saying
Don't
it straight
forget.
up because that's exactly what was happening. I'm going like, man, those Army bases are fantastic. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay here the rest of my tour.
That's funny.
They'll tell you we got the best food.
Yeah, they had
Air
that
Force
too.
food is the good stuff.
Yeah.
Not
So-
MREs or nothing, huh?
No.
So he's here today, and tell us a little bit about the American Legion, because you've been a commander there for a lot of years, and just give us a little rundown about where it's located and how, what the things y'all do there for the veterans.
Well, Post 88 is located in Lake Dallas, Texas, 105 Gotcher.
And Lake Dallas is just north of regular Dallas on Interstate 35. In case you wonder, the regular
old blue Dallas.
yeah, just the regular old, Dallas. You go north, and then you get into Lake Dallas, and that's where the lake is.
Right.
But these guys, they were there a long time before I found them. The post has a lot of history dating back way before my time. I couldn't even tell you about that. I know they started off at the Dairy Queen, and now we're over in the bigger building where we are.
And the Whataburger.
Man, a lot of great things happening over those Dairy Queens.
They sure do.
It's more like Greg's Kitchen now.
Is that what it is? That's true.
But we do a lot for the community. We do a lot for the kids and cops. We do a lot for the high school athletics. We do a lot for the
community too, as well.
yeah, just like different kids programs. We've got flags for first graders, where we as soon as they learn well, actually it's kindergarten. As soon as they learn their Pledge of Allegiance, then we give them a certificate. When they can recite the whole thing, we give them a certificate, a flag, and
So really just
That's
practicing
awesome.
being a patriot, right?
yeah, patriotism.
Getting them in there, getting them patriotic.
We've
and
got a
loving
lot
their
of different
country.
programs. We got youth sports. And that's the American Legion as a whole. It's just youth sports, community relations, and patriotic.
Well, and I've known you for a long time, and my band used to play there on a regular basis there at the American Legion, and great bunch of folk there. They are very giving, and they're very loving. And I'm telling you, when you have some of your special things there, like your steakouts or what I mean by cooking steaks, not like about outside
Man,
steakouts.
that's what I was hoping you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
that sounds right.
you got to go one night when he's cooking the steaks, because it's awesome and they're fantastic. So when we come back, we're going to have the segment of Make It Melvin. Don't go away. Join us right here on Facebook and 1160 AM KBDT here on the Wheels of Justice. everybody. We got a new camera going on, and I hope everybody's enjoying it. How are they saying? What are they saying about?
Hey, do y'all see me now? Look at how I'm highlighted. I love this camera.
So, what's the problem with the volume? So Melvin got a hold of the camera, and we look like we're in a capsule, ready to go to Mars or something. But, hey, can y'all hear us okay? Give us a like if you can hear us somewhat okay. I know it's not quite the same as we've normally been, but we'll correct that. Thank you. Give us some hearts. Give us a heart if you can, please. All right, there we go. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, PK. Thank you. Hey, keep giving us some stuff. It's probably.
You can hear us if you're still here? Question mark.
Yes. Whoa, what was that? Oh, followed you. Followed Graham around. Oh, man, I'm getting dizzy.
I love it. It's like real TV here.
That's what we got going. Oh, look at all the hearts. Thank you so very much. We love y'all. Rose. Thank you, Rose. Appreciate that. There was a lot of hearts there flying by.
I see it here.
And,
thank you, Rose.
And
Looks like, was it Rhonda's birthday?
Whose birthday?
Thank you for my birthday wishes.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome so much. Thank you for tuning in today. We appreciate that. JR is 14, and
yeah, we're gonna be praying for you every day, brother.
Yes. And Don, if you're still on, you can post that again, so it'll pop up on the comments a little further down, so people can keep track of that. And what that's for is this young man has had some kidney issues and going to have a kidney transplant, and they're waiting to be able to get one. And so go to the website that they're selling T-shirts, and you can make donations. And if Dawn's still listening, she can post that. It's been posted on comments already on our show today, so try to find that, and hopefully you'll help us out. Help him out. This great young man. We coached him in baseball for several years, and let's help him out.
www.bonfire.com/help support JR in his journey. Dashes between every word. Help-support-JR-in-his-journey. So go check it out. Let's get some support out there.
And wanted to also let you know that some of the schools will be getting out this week. Graham's one of them. How come we're stuck on that right there?
We're not doing that? We're not gonna, I thought we agreed we were gonna sing.
We don't sing people.
I think our producer just commented.
He's the kind of guy that takes the cake every time. You don't think they call him Bo Carver for nothing, do you?
Oh, welcome back to the Bo Carver Show with the Wheels of Justice. And how come we're stuck there?
Oh, that's just the monitor. So go ahead.
It's just
Melvin's got it.
Melvin's there. We're all good except for you. Oh, you are tuned in to the Wheels of Justice here, and we're here every Sunday from noon to 1 p.m. And we're working out a new camera here, and the audio may be a little bit different, but next week we're going to straighten that up and have it as normal as we can normally have it. And we appreciate y'all tuning in. And I'm Big Wheels Bo, along with Graham Knoxmere Bo Carver, and our guest today is Greg Garland from the American Legion Post 88. And now I'm going to turn it over to Melvin Thathia.
And now, a Wheels of Justice exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the Texas Muscle. Make it Melvin.
All right, I'm back. Hey everybody, I missed you guys out there when I'm not in studio, so I'm glad to be back this afternoon. I wanted to talk to you about something that's gone on in my world as a practice that seems to be more and more reoccurring, and that's that in the practice of law. I've got these clients, and I'm working so hard to defend them in their criminal claims or trying to in their criminal matters if they're, because I do criminal defense work, but I also do family law work. What I've noticed is that there's this great insurgence of, and I know you've got desperate things going on in family law situations. You're so desperate to have things happen and get things going with your case that you lose sight of the fact that the person working on your case is working for you and in your best interest. And they're also working in the best interest and for other people. If you hired an attorney and they were only doing work for you, you may need to find another attorney because that one may not have many clients going on, and that that could be problematic. So what I think is that I'm seeing a lot is this impatience. It's in society today as a whole. This right now, we want things right now. We want things at this moment. But it's seeped into like our normal lives and things that just with everything, not just like ordering things off Amazon or something like that. We've got this great impatience that's come upon us, and so I got yelled at for my from a client's mother for the first time this week that's ever happened to me, and it kind of brought to light some of this, this thing that's going on in our society with this impatience. We need to breathe. We need to understand that when we hire someone to do a job for us, we need to hire them and trust them that what they're doing is for our best interest and in our benefit. So that's what I want our listeners to find, and I bet you our listeners are all very patient, very loving people, so they don't have that issue. But maybe they know someone who did.
Except the host of the show.
So what we need to, what I'd like to throw out there is that as a people, we really need to pay attention to. If you're hiring an attorney, you trust that attorney, or that's how it should be. And you know that they're the professional and they're the one that's going to be handling this case for you in the best manner possible for you. That's how all attorneys, I think that's their goal. So it's not like they're trying to put your case to the back burner because of this or that. But what you definitely can't do, because as a courtesy, I'm talking to this mother. She's not my client. I don't have to talk to her. But as a courtesy, I am talking to her because she's actually the contact that brought me this. Her friend through church is the contact that brought me her daughter as a client. Now, so I handled a little bit of it. I feel like I handled it with the grace of God, and showed that grace as I talked to her, hopefully. But I also was a little bit upset by the fact that, man, I'm getting yelled at for trying to help these people in the best manner possible. So that's what I want us to all be aware of when you're dealing with people in general, not just your lawyer or doctor or whoever. When you're dealing with someone and you've put trust in them, deal with them with a patience and an understanding and grace, because they've got a lot going on in their world. You're not their only thing going on, believe it or not. So that's what I want. That's kind of the.
So what else you got going on, Melvin?
The love message. That I'm, we're gonna hug veterans and all that good stuff. We're also gonna make sure that we treat each other with a little respect and a little patience. So I'm going to turn it back over to Bo so he can bring us out of the segment.
Well, you could have taken us out. Don't go away. You are tuned to the Wheels of Justice right here on 1160 AM KBDT. And you can also go to facebook.com/Bo Carver Show. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Look, we're still here.
Facebookers.
We're still here.
Still not a
and
thing.
YouTubers, we're still here.
Hey, YouTubers.
All right, JR Garner message. He was watching with his mother. So.
Awesome. JR, baby. Love you, man. Well, look, I'd love to come by and visit with you. I need to find out when I can at some point in time. Love to come by and see you. We're praying for you. And so you can get ready to get back out there and play some more baseball. That's what needs to happen.
That's right. And we also know that you probably got out of Bo's control just in time to still become a good ball player.
Well, they didn't need to hear that. That's probably what they're thinking. Thank you, Melvin, for that advertisement. No, they just couldn't afford me anymore.
Oh, man. Free's hard to come by these days.
Yes, exactly. And hello, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
From down there in Temple, Texas. Love you. And we're just excited to be on the show today. And
see, you know what? Sorry to interrupt, but what I think is funny is JR probably went from smiling because just a bunch of people just heard his message to now they know Bo met me. Are they like? So I want my name associated with Bo Carver.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to be shout out by Bo Carver?
He would probably like to have this show deleted, right?
Yeah, right.
Can y'all delete this? That's what he's probably saying. His mom, is that going to be around for a while?
It's like if I
it's on the internet, it'll be forever.
It's on there, baby.
If I ever pursue a baseball career, now my
12.
name is going to be tainted by Bo Carver being.
We've got a new camera that Graham Carver is operating, and what it does is you can do different things with it by just kind of controlling the. Yeah, it seems to want to go there about. It's brand new for us, so we're working on it to get it dialed in.
How's your golf game? Meet Pat Wheeler, host of Texas Links on the Air.
The thing I love about golf, it's the discussions are never ending. You can talk about anything and it's interesting. The clothes, the courses, the instruction, the equipment, and the people who play, of course. The quote of the year so far in 2018, Dr. Lemack said, I'll be 110 days. I think I'll get a Hershey bar and go hit some balls. That's what we talk about on Texas Links on the Air. Don't miss it.
Texas Links on the Air, Saturday mornings at 8 on 1160 AM, KBDT.
Ooh, let's get back to the Bo Carver Show with the guy who puts the in Frankenstein, Bo Carver.
Yes, and you on Facebook Live cannot hear the gorgeous music. We're going to take care of that next week to where we can fix that, which I know how to do. I have the equipment for it. It's just we wanted to try the camera out this trip around.
Did they hear that you put the in Frankenstein?
No, I have to do that in Frankenstein. The great Ron Taylor.
What's the fastest way to exit the building?
10 floors. You can jump right here.
Today you can
just
jump.
Crack a hole through the window and just take a leap.
I will do.
And that's the quickest way down. And you are tuned into the Wheels of Justice. Thank you, Facebook, for dealing with our new camera situation. We're kind of working on that. We've got a lot of things going on. And as a matter of fact, we have set up with the Carver Plus Productions a studio that we will soon be broadcasting from. And it's getting close to being finished. And we're pretty excited about it. And we've got a lot of things going on there. And we're getting in a position to where we can offer you a chance to have your own podcast, internet radio, social media live streams, 2 or 3 at a time, a couple for sure. And so if you've got some sort of business, or you've got a ministry, or you've got just you want to get on and talk about something you're passionate about, Say you're an attorney.
Yes.
Say you're an attorney. Let's say you are.
Yeah.
You could have your own podcast, and we will take care of all of that for you. You'll be able to come into our studio. We will produce the show. We will set you up, and then we will send it out through Tsunami Digital Network to the sites through social media, videos, live streams, as well as a podcast and internet radio. So you can look us up, or you can me on my Facebook page, or I am going to give you a number that you can call if you're interested, and that's 940-703-1318. That's 940-703-1318. And you can give us a call, and we can talk about what your desire may be to do that. Either we can, you can do it once a week. Whatever your desire is, we'll work with you. And you'll be shocked how affordable it is. You can advertise your company on a podcast and on social media with your way that you want to present that. So give us a call. We'll be talking about that a little bit more as we go. And we're about ready to kick that thing off. So if you want to get on board quickly, give me a call, and we'll talk to you about that. And you are tuned to the Wheels of Justice. I am your host, Big Wheels Bo, and filling in for Purple Haze today, who is left for the weekend for the birthday party for Ashland
That's
King.
her excuse, at least.
Well, we
know
think
the
she's
truth.
there. I don't know.
Continuing.
Graham
Probably
Knox
a secret wrestling training.
could be.
See, that's funny. I'm more thinking she's just trying to get away from us. I would not want to co-conspire
That's
with
probably
us.
the more logical explanation.
Yeah.
I'm saying she saw the storm was coming in on
I'm gonna follow her.
Saturday. So it's Graham Knox Mirabo Carver, and he's operating the new Mevo camera. And back in the house today, we just heard Make It Melvin. That's Melvin Thathia. And our guest today from Lake Dallas, American Legion, Post 88. Please make welcome Greg Garland. Thank you, my friend, for being here. Get into that microphone because we're going to talk to you. So you're a veteran from the Air Force, and you were in for quite a while, right? I mean,
11 years.
11 years.
11.
And most of your time was spent in Korea.
Yes.
So
What were you doing? What did you do at the Air Force?
That's classic.
he was eating kimchi.
Eating some kimchi.
We have female listeners. I can't tell you what I was doing in Korea.
Drinking soju and OB lager. That's some bad boy stuff right there. You have one of those, and you'll think you're in Caribbean when you're in Korea. So thank you for your service, and you are the commander of the American Legion Post 88, and you wanted to discuss a little bit about some of the issues, I believe, with the Veterans Administration or the VA hospitals. Just give us a little rundown on what your information you'd like to tell us about that.
Well, first of all, it sucks, but
It sucks. That's a pretty blunt way to put it, right?
there's no other way to.
Now let me put it this way. Now I've heard that. Well, I've heard that like the ones here locally are a little better.
Yeah.
But you're talking about basically nationwide, they're not really up to par.
Yeah, it comes from the top. I'm not talking about the go-getters here on the ground here in Texas. This is the rules overall. It's just not set up good. No one pays that much attention to it unless they're going out to get votes for election year, and it's just like everything else in politics. It sounds good. It's a lie. It's over with, and just go get
dissipates into the sunset.
Get it if you can. Now, I would like to say one thing: the system set up, especially here in Texas, it's not a real bad system. They do what they can with what Washington gives them, but.
Now, all of the VA hospitals are controlled by the federal government. So there's no like local or Texas involvement in that other than far as funds or anything. It's all federal government controlled.
I don't even know.
Okay. Well, that's the reason why I was asking is why the Texas are the ones more closer to our home is running a little better than maybe in Washington, D.C.
Yeah. But this is the
Whereas they're just doing better with what the administration here in Texas is doing better with what it has than what some of the other states are doing with what they have from the federal government.
Exactly.
We're a bigger state, so we may get more money than other states.
Now the guys out there that are suffering, the ones I see veterans every day that I was telling them, have you went and talked to your Denton County service officer? And no, there's other people that suffer more than me. No. If you're suffering and it's something that you had while you were in the service, and it's been 30 years, I was 30 years before I went.
Explain what you went through, and so that'll help somebody out there to understand that if they're going through something, don't minimize what they're going through.
Exactly. I went to all the veterans conferences in North Texas and throughout the department. So the state of Texas.
So you recommend that too, don't you, for veterans to go to these conferences so they can stay up to date of what's happening?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
American Legion and the VFW, they both have their own
separate conventions
and everything. Right. And the knowledge that you get there is just perfect. From one of the conventions I went to, they had a VA rep there, and they said, "You need to come in and see us. Just come in, have a chat with us." I walked into Denton County Veterans Rep.
And where's that located?
That was at it's the Mary Horn building.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's in Denton.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they got one in Louisville too.
Okay.
I went there, and well, what can we do for you? Y'all told me to come here, and just that little statement went from getting my medical records to getting them reviewed and filing 7 different claims. And at this point in time, I'm at 80% disability with the VA. So,
well, and that do you want to share? Well, you don't have to do that. I was just going to say that when you go there, they're wanting to help.
Right.
It's not like that they're not wanting to. So to say, don't just look at it that you may have taken for face values, or somebody say, well, the VA sucks, don't bother, blah, blah, blah. That's not helping your cause.
Right.
Go to them and tell them that you're there because they can need to help you, not you help them. And they'll be willing to help you. And that's could be the reason why sometimes that we don't get a lot of the things that we need because of our lack of
we just go off
interest.
What we hear.
Right. We go off what we hear.
No, I've had a couple clients that
you probably run into a lot of that yourself with what they hear about the law or what you can't do.
Sure, absolutely. Well, but specific to veterans, I've had a couple of veteran clients that that both of them utilize the VA service as far as counseling goes and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's
their mental because they both had mental health issues with depression and PTSD and there's the real kind, not this like fruitcake like
right because Trump was elected, it got PTSD.
No, yeah,
PTSD,
not that like the actual kind, like they did see something traumatic,
right?
And so these guys, I mean. And and I've talked about that on the show before about mental health stuff and that being near and dear to my heart. But like that's the thing is the VA was really good to those guys about like the support and services and the medication that they were able to get for them and different things like that. But I mean those were good stories I heard about it. Like I said. But then there are also
some rough stories too.
Yeah,
right?
well, those same guys had stories about how long they have to wait for this or that, or how long things take. Just because there's not enough staff, or a lot of times it has to do. It all goes back to funding issues. They're doing as much as they can with as little as they get.
Well, see, that's the problem with me is the fact that the number one funding for just about anything should be towards our veterans.
Mhm.
I mean, that should be high on the priority list, because
Yeah.
without the veterans and without our military personnel, we wouldn't even be free.
No freedoms.
You know, we would
no
be under
freedoms.
no
Yep.
telling what kind of control. And I really don't like the fact that, you know, we expect a lot of out of our military people,
Mhm.
but then we kind of want to shrug our shoulders when they come back, or they,
Right.
you know, they retire, they become a veteran, and all of a sudden now it's like, oh, okay, well, thanks. And, you know,
Yep.
but that's something that we need to correct as a country.
Sure.
And I know there's other problems too. We've got plenty of them. And if
Yeah.
you've turned on the TV or radio lately,
Well, we do, and we have all the freedom to complain about all those things that we want to complain about or whatever. Came at a cost too, and that's what I think people don't understand. Like, a lot of people, not our listeners, they seem to be really great about appreciating veterans and things like that.
well, sure.
But people out there that you know, they don't truly appreciate the fact that these guys, freedom isn't free. We pay a dear cost for it. And
We paid with a
young
lot of
men
blood
women,
and
yeah,
lives for it.
young
I mean,
men
there's
and women that kind of gave themselves up for this to happen or whatever. I don't know. I really appreciate it as someone who was my parents immigrated to this country when I was 2 years old. You know, so I grew
Right.
up here and got to enjoy a lot of those freedoms, but they know a different way of life. They know a segregated way of life that has lots of not freedom. Like,
right, and
you know,
control and not have those
control.
concerns.
I mean, the crazy thing is, if you tell someone, I just looked up the statistics between 1990 and 2010, roughly 22 veterans killed themselves every day.
Mhm.
In proportion, that's significantly higher than the civilian suicide rate per capita. So if you tell someone that, they don't really seem concerned. They just go, that's terrible, and shrug their shoulders and move on with their day with no second thought put towards helping the effort of stopping, you know, the drug addiction or, you know, the opioids problem or whatever the issue may be at the time.
Mhm.
They just kind of move on with their life.
Well, and you know, I understand getting caught up and being busy in your life. Melvin has 2 kids. I have 1.5. And you know, you get up, you do your job, you know, you get ready, you take kids to school, you go to your job, your spouse goes to their job.
Yeah.
You got a lot of stress at work, your spouse got a lot of stress at work. Then you go after work, pick up your kids, and you have sports things you deal with, baseball, volleyball, softball, or whatever. Then you try to find some kind of food in between all that. Then you go home, you try to shower, get ready. Y'all know where I'm going with this. I mean, everybody's life gets into sort of a busy rut. And the unfortunate thing about that is when we do that, we forget about what allows us to be doing that in the first place.
Right.
And that's our veterans and our military people. Now, yesterday was Armed Forces Day, and that was to honor the servicemen that are in active duty. And then next Monday we have, not tomorrow, but next Monday we have Memorial Day. So we've got a week long here of backing our military, supporting our veterans, supporting the people that are involved now and joining into the military. And thank you so very much. I mean, I don't even know how to thank you anymore, but we need to figure out a way to get this the VA hospitals more up to speed. Now, Greg, what would you say I know funding is one of the things, but do you think there's some other avenues that could be more beneficial that the VA hospitals could do that for the funds they're working with?
Yeah, a lot of it's the attitude. I mean, just changing your attitude about when we go there, the first thing you hear is, "Oh, thank you for serving our country." After that, it's like, "What do you want?" I've talked to the doctor. Doctor's only required to see me twice a year, period. So I got to, other than that, I can go see a assistant and maybe get prescriptions filled or something. But
so now, if you on the 2 times, now these doctors, are they just strictly work for the VA hospitals, or are they private doctors that come in and do that? Or both?
They're contracted.
Okay, I got you. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more here about veterans and Memorial Day coming up. Don't go away. You're listening to the Wheels of Justice. I am your host, Big Wheels Bo, and Graham Knoxmere, Bo Carver, Melvin Thathia, Greg Garland from the American Legion, Post 88, here on the Wheels of Justice.
Now, let's get right back to the Bo Carver Show with your host, Big Wheels Bo.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. Go back to me. Oh, boy. What a day in the neighborhood. On the Bo Carver Show with the Wheels of Justice. I thank y'all for tuning in today. Appreciate that. And again, we want to remind you to look on the comment of our show today for J.R. Monroy, Monroy. Don Cloud Monroy posted something on there. He is a 14-year-old who has some kidney issues and going to have a kidney transplant. He's been on, I've coached him several years on the baseball team, and there's ways to go over there, get a T-shirt and donate. Please do that for me. Let's help this young man out to get back on his feet and to have a good, fulfilled life. We'll appreciate that. I'm Big Will's Bo, along with Graham Knoxmere Bo Carver. I think he went on.
He's in this area.
I think he went MOA or MIA, whatever it is. There it is. And he's back because he knew we were talking about him. He always has selective hearing. And Melvin Thathia, and our guest today is Greg Garland from the American Legion Post 88 in Lake Dallas, and he's the commander there. And now, do you accept people to join the American Legion that are not been part of the military?
No, I mean we have the auxiliary, which is mainly made up of the wives and daughters
Of the people that were in the military.
Yeah. And we have the SAO, which is Sons of the Legion, and then we have the riders, which to be a rider you have to be one of those three: a legionnaire, auxiliary member, or a son.
And how many members do you have now?
Lake Dallas has around, because it fluctuates, about 294.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's real good. And you're losing a few over the last few months, though. A lot of the ones I've known, I've really been saddened by their loss, by your loss with them. And it's just sad to see, time go and then some of the people leave us. But,
Which is why we should spend our time appreciating these guys or
Yes.
whatever.
1 minute, Bo. You said right there when we were going into break that life goes faster. Everything goes faster now than it used to, and therefore veterans' lives go faster too. And there's so many times that they'll say, I got set up for an appointment for a sleep apnea class. We started last year in November 2018. I finally got an appointment set up for it last month. It's for July 2nd. It goes fast for us too. A lot of guys are out there. The anxiety, the stress
that they're not getting the time frame is not getting taken care of quick enough.
When it takes 6 months to get an appointment, most of them don't show
up.
up.
Well, you also have to keep in mind that veterans are on a tightrope. A lot of them are on a very they dangerous path.
Right, they're on some serious dangerous grounds.
Yeah.
And so it's not like me calling to set an appointment, just get my regular checkup. A lot of these veterans have a lot of major issues, and to wait that long, that's just a sad state of affairs to me.
And excuse me if I'm wrong on this. I haven't looked this up in a while, but a little while back I was researching it, and it's 1 in 3 veterans who have suicidal thoughts try to report them and don't get an appointment on time. And with that wait, they decide that if no one cares to even talk to them about it, it's probably for the best.
Yeah, because that's an immediate problem, and then they look at it and go like, well, that just adds more to their dysfunction or their depression, and then it leads to even more higher suicide rate as a result of that. And it just saddens me to know that our veterans are in these kind of positions.
And it's totally avoidable.
And it is.
I mean,
we can help. We can help, or we can help make it
100%
a little less of a
painful.
Painful.
And on that note, I don't remember the exact statistic either on this, but a lot of them reported suicidal thoughts to their doctor or their overseer, and they were ignored. So obviously, if more care is put towards that, you can stop suicide, drug addiction, depression. You can stop all these issues.
Anxiety.
Yes, you can fix all these issues with time and with effort. But no one is willing to give the time or effort. So someone needs to step up and figure out how to deal with the situation.
Greg, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you both.
And we love you to death. You know I do. And Melvin, thanks for being here today. Graham Knoxmere Bo Carver, thanks for being here. And thank you, Facebook live stream and
thanks,
YouTube,
Facebookers and YouTubers,
and also on the radio, bigdtalk.com. We will see you next Sunday. Y'all have a great week, and be sure and hug a veteran. Okay, be sure and hug a veteran because we need to show that love. Thank you.
Give love
and,
to the people who deserve it. We
and
love
have,
you.
Have a great day.